Hi friends, welcome back to my digital studio. Don't panic. We're dealing with spreadsheets today, but there's no math. It's nothing scary, and I've done all the hard work. So try not to panic. Let me talk you through my Planner's Anonymous color reference spreadsheet that I have been slowly curating for the last few months. And now I'm sharing it out with those of you who might like it. So the first step is to explain kind of what's happening here. So these are all of the colors that are present in the digital creative kits, not the physical kits, not any of the other things so far that Planners Anonymous has released. These are for the digital creative kits. Each kit comes with 6 colors. In the current ones, they usually come in these like Pantone swatches, and there are 6 per kit. In the older ones, they're like noted differently and are a little different, but from chapter 3 forward, which is quite a few kits now, and they're adding more, which I'm very excited about. They've been in this format here, and they're like the same colors that make up the like watercolor background pages that are included in the kit as well. But I find these the easiest to work with. And just as an example of how I've done this is that for each kit, I pull these in and I literally go and compare next to all of the similar colors in every kit before that. So as you can see, this Sakura one is way bluer than, say, this Tropicana one. So that's part of what I'm looking at. So let's go back to the spreadsheet. Let me show you kind of the legend here. So for each one, I have compared the hue and the value. And this is just on my monitor to my eyes, my opinion. So your mileage may vary, but I think it's a good starting place. To a certain extent, it's helpful just to have a list of like which kits have like a certain color in it at all. But each one I've evaluated in either this manner. So some of them I've considered to be nearly identical, which I consider to be that the two colors are close enough that they can, in both hue and value, that they can be combined easily. If you're not familiar with what hue and value means, value is the darkness or lightness, and hue is like the temperature of the color, how blue, how or like how warm, how cool, how much that color it is. How like I don't have saturated or desaturated here. So I have the nearly identical I consider to be close enough in both hue and value. Different value is the same hue but different value, so how light or dark it is. Coordinating is that like they're not exactly the same color, but they go together nicely. They would work well together. In a pinch is that like they're slightly different in a way that might look weird if they're like exactly next to each other, but if you're using them across a spread and they're not right next to each other, you'd probably get away with it and it would be fine. So I've considered that to be in a pinch. And then the gray is like none of the above. They don't work that well together. You might feel differently, but like sometimes, two pinks just don't go together. So that's what this grayed outline is. So I've done that for all of the colors in most of the kits. At the time of filming, I'm a little behind because there have been a bunch of new kits released and I haven't gotten around to them yet, but I hope to keep this up to date because I use it quite a lot. So let's look here. So each of the colors is down here, and as a separate sheet, this is a Google Doc, which I am sharing with you all, but not like editing rights, although I am leaving commenting rights. If you have a comment, you can click up here and write a comment, and hopefully I will see it. I don't have a lot of experience with shared Google Docs, but if you have input that you want to give or whatever, that would be a good place to do it. Please, realize that I'm doing this in my free time and of my own opinions. So try to be mindful of that. But so the way I've structured this is that the same colors are here on both the vertical and the horizontal. So these like dashed ones, the white dashed ones means it's the same color. I don't have to relate it to each other. But then that way you can go down either way. So say I want to do something with this Tropicana flamingo pink color, and like I'm making a spread and I just need some other pink elements. Not all of the kits have the same elements in them. I would go to this Tropicana flamingo pink and I would know that the Australiana fairy bread color is close enough in a pinch, so is the milk bar one, but like the Hugo Life one could be pretty close. It's a different value. But this dried flora one less so. But oh, maybe this chapter 3 apple tree pink could be a good one. It's, you know, a different value and hue, but it looks nice together. None of these Sakura ones go. This one should be gray. I'm updating this as I go. Sakura is one of the newer ones I've done. Note to self could be a good option. Either of these two note to selves or the baby's Christmas are both good options too. So then you could like go and pull pieces of those kits. So for example, here's the Tropicana one, and if I were to compare it for you, this note to self 4 is the one. And look, you could definitely use elements from this kit to work them into your Tropicana spread, or vice versa, and same with Babe It's Christmas. Those look really good together. So this goes the same all the way across. Pink is one of the ones there are the most colors for. Red, there's currently a lot fewer. I don't have Showtime up here yet at the time of filming. There's some nice reds in there. Orange, not a ton of orange in planners and on kits, digital kits so far, but I'm sure we'll add to them. Yellow, lots of greens to choose from. A few blues, definitely more now that Country Cottage has come out, and I do have that. I don't think there's anything in indigo. I might delete that at some point. Not a lot of purple yet, a little from Masquerade. And I haven't put the Go Wild one in yet. I think that will have some purple. Lots of browns and tans, a lot of decisions to be made here, but like this is an easy one to like go and get pieces from other kits from. So if you're wishing you had an element that's not in the kit that you're using, you'd have lots of good options here. And then there are quite a few grays as well. So I hope you find that helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, either of the Google Sheet or here on YouTube, although I've noticed that YouTube has been closing comments on my videos, which is not a thing I have chosen to do, and I'm not sure exactly why that's happening. But it's because of this document that if you saw my Tropicana plan with me, which I will link up in the cards, I was able to like go pull headers from other kits. I cut away from it in the YouTube video, but honestly, it didn't take me that long to find them because I was able to pull this up, and I think I needed like a blue one. And so I looked at the Tropicana Ocean Blue, and like this Country Cottage one I did use, I had categorized it as in a pinch, but I wanted it, and I just kept it away from the other blues, and I felt fine about it. And then like I think in the browns, I was looking for something here to match the Tropicana coconut and was able to pull from, I think, maybe here in Deck the Halls, I think is where I ended up getting it from. So this is really useful. I realize it's like a little compulsive of me, but I like to have things well organized. I love a good spreadsheet, and I love the digital kits, and I want them to be as easy and accessible to use so that they keep investing in making them, because A, I love them, and B, they make it easier for me to use the physical kit, because if I know I have digital versions of that art, like tucked away on my hard drive, safe and sound, then it's easier for me to use the physical kit. So I'm a big fan of the digital creative kits, and I love to use them. I love showing you all how to use them, and I want to make them as easy to use as possible. So I hope you found this helpful. If you want to see more creative content from me, hit the subscribe button, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.